People facing eviction, regardless of the cause, have a difficult task in not only coming up with their rent, but finding future housing. Eyewitness News' John Yealy has more on a group of lawyers in Evansville working to help people through this difficult situation.
With the price of rentals continuing to climb and the cost of living rising exponentially, many people in the Tri-State are dealing with the threat of eviction. Luckily, a bi-monthly clinic by the Volunteer Lawyers Association is here to help demystify the process for those facing this threat.
With the increase in rental costs brought by the inflationary pressures of the last couple of years, individuals are facing a greater and greater challenge of being able to keep up with that. So I would say the ability to pay rent is probably the biggest challenge people bring.
Wiley says every case is different, and in his view, the problem has worsened since the pandemic rental assistance programs have lapsed. He says another common problem is the issue of landlords cutting corners that lead to unlivable or otherwise unsafe conditions for tenants.
We assist people that have been wronged by landlords or where people are dealing with really dreadful conditions within their unit. Maybe they haven't had a furnace for several months, or maybe they don't have locks on their doors or their windows are broken. And providing people with the assistance to live in a habitable unit that any of us would expect is probably the area where we can make the most difference sometimes in repairing the malfeasance of a landlord.
Clients need to bring in documentation of payments, an eviction notice, and other relevant information. And the volunteer attorneys will take it from there to provide guidance and help any way they can, offering legal advice as well as sharing resources in the community that clients can utilize to help their situation.
Clients are often so desperate for help, and we are often the only people that have been willing to talk with them. Now, they're still frustrated by systems and still frustrated by how things are coming, but most of the time they're very appreciative.
Thanks to a recent Indiana law, evictions can even be sealed in some cases, making obtaining future housing much easier.
A lot of times, even that simple action of being slightly late on your rent can end up having a devastating effect on your ability to rent good, stable housing. There is a new ability for tenants to seal eviction records if they are able to avoid that eviction judgment. And that's been a wonderful tool we've used to help people avoid that negative outcome of having had an eviction filed against them.
The organization says the next clinic will be held August 10th in the Law Library at the Vanderburgh County Courthouse. Reporting in Evansville, John Yealy, Eyewitness News.